What's going on, guys? Keegan here from Punisher's Paintball. I'm here with Joel, and today we are doing the best paintball mask under $60.
If you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and all of these masks are available at punisherspb.com if you're interested. See you guys after the intro. Alright guys, so here we are. We have quite the array of paintball masks from different brands to discuss here when we're talking about paintball masks under $60. So this is going to apply towards you players that are interested in possibly getting your gear for the very first time, or maybe you want to upgrade slightly but you don't want to break the bank and spend $100, $200 for a premier paintball mask. So as you can see here, we've got 5 different masks. The most basic is the VForce Armor that we included in this review, in this comparison. Keegan, why don't you touch on the VForce Armor a little bit for us?
So the VForce Armor is $29.99. It comes just in a normal plastic bag. I believe that all of these do, except for the carbon, actually.
Correct.
Just comes in a plastic bag. It comes with a visor, as does every other mask on this list, which is actually really nice that they all come with a visor. The biggest thing with this mask is the fact that it doesn't have a dual thermal pane lens. All other 4 masks on this list do have a dual thermal pane lens on them, which pretty much means that it has a second layer on the inside. You probably can see it like on this mask here, where it has this this black line that's outlining the entire lens. That's the adhesive for the second pane to actually fit into the lens. With the dual thermal pane lens, you're going to have much less issues with it fogging. Only time that I think I ever had my mask fog on was when we were playing in like the remains of the hurricane in that cup last year, and that's the only time I've had a dual thermal pane mask fog on me. For $30, I do think that there's other options that you could spend like $5 more on, get a much better mask for, because it has a dual thermal pane lens. However, we had to throw it on the list.
Yeah, so the VForce Armor is going to be your most basic goggle. So if money is your largest priority when it comes to one of these masks, VForce Armor is going to be your best bet.
Yep.
The foam on the inside is another thing that I'd like to mention myself. The foam is not nearly as nice as some of the other foam that's featured in some of these masks. So yeah, VForce Armor, $29.95, does not have a thermal lens. Next up, we have the Falcon MI3. So Falcon actually has 3 series of this goggle, the MI3, MI5, and MI7. All of them feature the same thermal clear lens, as well as some other features. But needless to say, what's nice about the Falcon mask is, well, first let's talk about price point. $36.95, $37.95 for the MI3, which is a nice feature. So you are getting that thermal pane lens. As Keegan pointed out, that's, in my opinion, very important. The only mask that we carry in our entire store that's not is the VForce Armor. So for $7 more, you are getting that. You're getting a built-in visor, which is a nice feature, as well as a little bit better foam than the Armor. But once again, it's not nearly the same quality of foam as some of these other masks that you're going to spend a little bit more money for. But it does a very good job in protecting your face. It has a larger field of vision than some of the other masks as far as the overall size of the lens. And not a bad option. Once again, if money is an issue, this is not a bad gig because you do get the thermal pane lens.
Yeah.
Anything to add there?
The only thing I'd have to say is that it does seem to be actually the same exact foam. It's just slightly thicker.
Correct.
That's really the only difference.
Yeah, so the problem with the foam is like super hard.
Yeah.
It's not like foam, it's like rubber.
Yeah. So it really is. Both of these, actually, I would like to mention, have the glasses cut out so that you can wear your glasses instead of the stems not pressing into your temples.
Yep.
Fairly good option for the price point.
So next up we have the Carbon OBR goggle system. This retails for $49.95. It's probably the only other mask here that offers multiple different colors. So this mask is offered in red, blue, orange, and black. These other masks are offered in usually just like a black or an olive/tan, depending upon the brand.
Carbon OPR, in my opinion, is a great mask. It's $49.95 for the price point. It has a fairly high quality strap on it. It is the only mask on this list to come from the factory with a smoke lens rather than a clear lens. The mask
and some of the lenses, or you can get other style lenses too. I think they offer a clear and a yellow.
Yeah, they do have multiple different colors that you can go with. It breathes very well. It has a lot of porting on it, so yelling and breathing I haven't found to be an issue with this mask. It does have a built-in visor like the rest of them, and the huge thing about it is the fact that it has like a true higher-end foam that you would see on some of the $100 masks.
Correct. It's actually the same exact foam that you get on the Virtue Vio Ascend goggle, which is going to retail for right around $100. So it's actually a 2-layer foam, and it's a foam. It's not a rubber.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a lot more comfortable on the face. It does have the cutout for the glasses. Another thing that I like to mention is that every single one of these masks come with a chin strap in case you are playing your first tournament or you're playing a tournament with one of these. We actually had a player come up to us, and it was raining so bad that he just wanted a brand new mask with a clear or with a thermal lens and a visor, and we were sold out of visors, so he picked up one of these OBRs, and I talked to him later that day and he really loved it. So definitely a good option for $49.95. Bunch of different colors. It's going to be comfortable on your face. It is definitely a larger mask for the parents out there and everything else like that. If your child is smaller, something to keep in mind is that it's much larger on the face than some of these other goggle systems.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Empire Helix. The Helix now, they recently raised the price on them. They're now $54.95. However, the Helix...
For the thermal.
Yeah, for the thermal. The Empire Helix actually was the mask that we used to recommend to all the new players that came into the store. It's got a dual thermal pane lens. It feels fairly good on the face. The biggest thing with it is that the fact that the foam is, it's almost like a packing peanut foam.
Yes.
It's like a stiff version of packing peanut foam.
Yep.
So the
definitely
foam,
not as soft as the carbon.
Yeah, the foam on them just isn't that high quality. However, you can get replacement lenses with them. The lenses do cost pretty much as much as the mask. However, if you want like a chrome lens for your mask, you can get it.
Yep. And why is that? Because it takes the E-Vents lens, which is the same lens that's offered on the Empire E-Flex, and before it was the E-Flex is the E-Vents. But needless to say, so you can style, as far as upgradability goes, this is definitely going to be probably the best. This has more colors. Helix is only offered in black and olive, but it is nice because you can do that. And the other thing that I like to mention is the only mask besides the armor down there that has a removable visor.
Yeah,
so in the event that you don't want to play with a visor, it's really sunny out, something like that, you can take this off, which is really nice. So, but yeah, the foam, I'm with you. The foam's not nearly as good quality. It's definitely a lot harder. It's not as bad as the Falcon MI3 or the VForce Armor, but it's definitely not as soft as the carbon OBR. It does have a chin strap. One last thing to mention is that the chin strap does have this like nice padded,
that is a nice touch.
like soft terry cloth kind of area for your chin strap. All right, last but not least, we got the HK Army Hostel.
So the HK Army Hostel mask, I think it's technically the newest one out of all of these.
They can't see your face, bro.
Oh, my bad. So the Hostel mask came out last year. It features two different versions. It has a non-thermal or non-dual thermal pane lens version, and then it also has a dual thermal pane lens version, which is the one that we currently have here. This mask is, what did I say, $44.95.
Correct.
For the dual thermal pane version. It has a very kind of long front profile to it, as well as it does have replaceable lenses, just like the OPR and the Helix.
Yes, it does not take the KLR/SLR lens. It's its own lens, and I think it's offered in 2 or 3 different colors. It does not have any mirror lenses to it.
So, as Joel's putting this on, you'll notice that it does have one kind of weird touch where it has this weird like head strap. I'm not entirely sure why you would need that.
Not sure either.
But it's there.
So I think the reason is it is designed for a beginner paintball player, and the idea is that you have the strap up here, you also have your chin strap below, so it actually feels more like a helmet than a paintball mask. I hear a lot of beginner paintball players saying, you know, my paintball helmet. Well, it's not a helmet, it's a mask. This, though, does a nice job of really securing it well to your face as far as safety goes, and I know that's important, specifically towards parents. Definitely something to keep in mind when it comes to that.
Yeah. The foam on this mask is a pretty decent foam. It has honestly, I would probably take this foam over the foam on the OPR.
Yes.
It just feels
it's
a little
also
bit...
replaceable.
It is.
You can get replacement foam for it.
It feels a little bit more high quality. It feels a little bit denser, which I like. As well as it has like a bunch of kind of air cutouts so that it can breathe a bit.
Yep.
And overall feels pretty solid on the face.
Yeah, I agree with you, Keegan. I think that this is a really decent mask. It does have some nice features. The foam is definitely better than some of the other contenders here, and we now have them. I thought I had them lined in ascending order of price, but now we actually do.
Yeah.
But needless to say, it is good foam. I don't necessarily know as far as reliability when it comes to overall like how long it's going to last, what's going to be the best longevity of the foam. Probably the OPR, just because I know that because of the Virtue Ascend.
Yeah.
Those are very reliable, and it's the same foam. With that said, I think that this could be just as reliable. It does have some different features when it comes to the lens, and all of these are relatively easy to change out your lens, which is another nice feature. It's definitely a good goggle for the price point. As far as comfortability, I put almost all these on. Which one did I not put on? I didn't put the MI3 and I didn't put the Armor on. I'm not even going to worry about the Armor because I already know that it's not going to be comfortable on my face.
It's a very tight mask. The other thing that I did notice that the Hostel mask, you actually can take off this visor. It comes off similar to the ProFlex, where it just pulls off and it just has pins, which is nice. So you can take that off. So.
Yeah. The other thing is, like, this MI3, as you can see, it's not protecting my ears.
Yeah.
So there's that side of things too.
Yeah.
So
keep in mind, Joel does have a very big head versus
I
someone
do.
like me would probably be fine with this mask protecting my ears.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it does protect Keegan's ears, but the important thing to note is that all the Hostel, the OBR, and the Helix does fit my face just fine. So if you have a bigger head, bigger face, whatever the case may be, or your child's a larger child, definitely probably one of these three. So Keegan, what do you think? Which one is the winner out of these five? If you had $60 in your pocket, where are you spending your money?
So I think that I'm probably going to spend my money on the carbon OPR, just because the foam is really nice. It has the dual thermal pane lens. The overall like build quality of it just feels nicer, as well as it breathes and you can talk in it extremely well. I mean, even down to the strap. This strap, you can already tell it just feels higher quality than some of these other ones, where these straps are kind of like the ones that you would find on older Tippmann masks that have the straps all pulled out and really loose and stuff. So because of the build quality and everything that I said, I'm going with the carbon OPR.
So yeah, I think that the OBR is a great mask as well. I agree with you. I think for the price difference of the $5, it is, for me, I might choose the HK Army Hostel, just because this mask is actually really comfortable on my personal face, so it is a preference thing. But needless to say, I do like the fact that these are offered in different colors, and I like the fact that it has a smoke lens. This doesn't have different color of mask, it's just black. But I'm going to probably go the Hostel just because it's very simple to change out your foam, which is a really nice feature. It does have this extra safety feature when it comes to the top, which is a nice feature, especially for parents that are buying for their son and daughter, and it's their first time with a paintball mask. It's very important to make sure that they keep it on during play. So that's definitely a nice feature. It does offer a few different lenses. Doesn't have the same customization of the Empire Helix. But with that said, this is a beginner mask, and if you're going to you want a mirror lens, there's always room to upgrade to the next level, $100 mask and above. You're going to be able to get a lens for that. So for the price point, I'm actually going to say the HK Army Hostel. just because it is a little bit cheaper and it offers a lot of the same features of OBR, and I just think that it feels relatively comfortable for $5 cheaper.
Alright guys, if you like this video, make sure to leave a like as well as subscribe. If you are interested in picking up any of these masks that we have here, make sure to head over to punisherspb.com and we'll see you in the next one.